Ah, Your Excellency, I'm glad to see you. It seems there has been an unexpected development. The manager of the tavern came to find me. He complained of supply problems on the island, and a customs sergeant who is seizing his shipments from the continent. Clearly, neither we nor the palace gave any such orders.
You suspect that these seizures are being used to supply the contraband?
It's the only logical answer.
And you wonder if Egon is involved? Very well. I will find out. No, thank you.
What can I pour for you?
Manfred, the quartermaster of the barracks, told me about your supply problems.
And he sends you? Damn. I didn't think a legate would act in person, but it's nice to see that our problems are taken seriously. I'll explain. Alcohol has been scarce in New Serene for quite some time. Our suppliers in the town are constantly victims of theft, to the point that they're no longer able to supply taverns. I could have managed if my monthly delivery from the continent had arrived as planned, but customs seized my goods.
Did they give you a reason?
Conservative seizure, they said. Time to check that everything is in order. And now they tell me that they can't return my goods because they've been stolen. Can you believe it? If even customs are getting robbed, what hope do we have?
Huh. This is all rather suspicious. Don't worry. I'll go and see these customs officers and get this cleared up.
Customs Officer Alric. What can I do for you?
De Sardet, I'm the legate of the merchant congregation. I've been told of some issues with customs. I would like some clarification.
I'm listening, Your Excellency.
I was told that a shipment from the continent bound for the tavern had been seized as a precautionary measure.
Yes, it's possible. We seize cargo sometimes, to verify that all taxes to the town have been paid.
Randomly, without a prior formal order.
No, I don't know. Perhaps we received a complaint. That happens sometimes.
I suppose all entries are noted in your records.
Naturally, but I assure you that we only do our job. It was all routine.
I was informed that customs was robbed.
Yes, these thieves have quite the nerve. Someone even stole personal belongings this time. Since then, I've put all important things in the chest, but I lost the key. Probably on my way here.
Let me summarize. You have confiscated some goods, perhaps because of a report, but you're not sure. Then that same cargo was stolen from you, along with other things in your custody.
Exactly, Your Excellency.
You are either the worst customs officer I've met or the biggest liar.
Listen, Your Excellency, I made a mistake. It's true, I should not have ordered this seizure. In fact, it was late and, counting the crates would have taken me hours. I decided to postpone it. In the meantime, the goods were stolen. It's unfortunate, but I'm not useless.
You haven't even informed the authorities of this robbery. This is all rather suspicious, Officer Ulrich. So I think it's necessary to conduct this inspection with a search.
Please, Your Excellency.
I'm sure the contents of this chest would be very informative. Maybe we should go to the docks to see if we could find the key that this scatterbrain has lost.
So, were you satisfied with your inspection, sire?
Listen, it's obvious you're in trouble and you're hiding something from me. Since I'm compassionate, I'll offer you this little bonus, in the hope that it loosens your tongue.
It's a nice sum that could free me from a lot of debt, but I am trapped. And it's been like this for months. I am forced to pull off all kinds of tricks in order to settle an old debt.
Egon.
Yes, sir. Either I do what he says, or I lose my children. I've already paid off my debt 100-fold, but he maintains his hold over me. And now I have no choice but to obey when he asks me to divert larger shares of cargo.
Could you help me identify him?
I'd like to, but I've never met him. He gives me his instructions in writing, or sends his men.
I plan to put an end to this individual's activities, so anything you can tell me will be useful.
I hope you manage it, Your Excellency. For the sake of my children, maybe you could come to the meeting he's arranged tonight.
Do you think he will come in person?
I don't know. This is the first time I've received a notice like this. I fear he'll punish me for arousing the innkeeper's suspicions. He doesn't let anything get past him, you know.
Very well, I will come. If only to avoid you paying the price for your stupidity.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'll meet you at the North Gate in the evening.
No offense to our new friend. I'm not sure this Egon will come in person. I'd be surprised if he'd bother moving just to lecture a small fry in his business.
Ah, there you are. Are you ready?
Yes, let's go.
We have a meeting next to the quarry. As we are early, we should be the first to arrive.
Perfect. I'll hide until they get here.
He will certainly not come alone. I beg you, don't wait to intervene if things go wrong.
Be confident. I won't abandon you.
You should get in position. He'll be here soon.
My friend, I'm so glad to see you. Because you owe us some explanations, don't you?
Sir, let me explain. I wanted to do well. I was just a little rushed and...
Silence, fool. Not only have you been so clumsy with your handling that the quartermaster was informed, but in addition, you dared to plot with this legate, a noble that has already cost us dearly. Do you no longer love your children, Ulrich? You want us to get rid of them? Is that it?
No, Mr. Egon, I beg you. Don't hurt them. I didn't have a choice. The legate came for an inspection, but I didn't tell him anything. I swear.
It's a shame, Ulrich. Egon loved you, but would replace you with someone else soon enough. Someone smarter. Get rid of him. I don't want to hear from this little roach any longer. As for me, I'm leaving for Hikmet. Try to be discreet. This legate doesn't seem willing to let go.
We're committed to protecting this man.
If we're going to help him, we will probably lose track of our man.
Our enemies!
I owe you my life, Your Excellency.
Don't mention it. Alas, all this was useless. This man was not Egon.
I'm not sure that it's a person, Your Excellency. It may be the name given to the leaders of the gang. I don't know. But I will never be at peace until you arrest them, that's for sure.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. But how can I find this man now?
He said he was going back to Hikmet, which is where he sends the stolen alcohol. I'm sorry. I have not been completely honest with you. I could have told you that earlier, but I knew that without your protection, I would not survive. The deliveries are sent to a dispensary outside the town. No doubt to avoid arousing suspicion.
A dispensary? But what are they doing with all this alcohol?
I'm not sure, Your Excellency. But you'll no doubt find out if you go there.
Well, at least the fright Egon gave Auric managed to loosen his tongue. These islanders are drunk, and these guards don't look that official. I think we found where all the alcohol reserves on the island end up.
On your way. There's nothing for a highness here.
I see. Thanks for the advice. This is the man we saw at the quarry. We must stop him.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle!
To my help! And death!
You are under arrest.
What am I accused of?
You are a high-ranking member of a criminal organization that has named itself Egon. And you did not hesitate to order a murder. So, even though the attempt failed, the gallows await you. Unless you decide to reveal everything you know.
I won't say a word. I won't give you anyone. I'd rather die.
If you really thought so, we would not be talking. You will be taken to New Serene. Manfred will know how to make you talk.
Hello, Your Excellency. What can I do for you?
Was the captain we arrested transferred to you?
Yes. And we began to question him. It appears that he was paid by Governor Buren. The governor tasked him with weakening the natives as much as possible in order to muzzle the rebellion. They were trying to poison the natives with alcohol, but they needed a lot to do it. Their entire smuggling operation revolved around that.
Did you contact the governor?
Yes. He sent us a letter apologizing, saying he didn't know he was dealing with criminals. His letter was accompanied by a letter of marque to compensate the merchants who suffered in this case.
Which doesn't mean that he will abandon these despicable methods. Is there any news on Egon? We're no longer certain it's even a person.
Even though that name might refer to the organization, someone must be leading it. And that's who we have to stop. Alas, for now, the captain doesn't want to tell us any more. So the interrogation continues. We're waiting for answers on that point. I need your help in another case.
I'm listening.
The Admiral sent us a furiously worded letter. One of their ships was commandeered by our troops. They accused the San Mateus garrison. But I know Herbert is quartermaster. He's an honest man. I'm not saying that the Admiral is lying to us, but I don't understand what could have happened. Whatever the case may be, the Admiral is threatening to refuse all transportation to our men. This will not only hurt the Guard, but also all the nations that employ us. We need someone diplomatic, able to piece this whole story together. Can I count on you?
Yes. I will go see Admiral Cabral and try to understand what happened.
You have come at the right time, Your Excellency. I am in a delicate situation and your help would be invaluable.
I'm listening, Admiral.
Captain Reuben warned me that he suspected a member of his crew of being a spy. It is almost certain she sent secret navigation information to foreigners.
Why ask me to take care of it?
This is a very serious accusation. One that results in a member of the guild being expelled. The Norts are like a family, very connected, but also likely to carry resentment. I think an external view is required to be certain that there will be no bias. Anyway, their ship is anchored at New Serene. Your authority will allow you to get more answers than us.
I see. What is the exact nature of the information that could have been sent?
It's up to you to find out. But all the Norts know how we navigate our ships. You've seen the techniques we use, and you know we want to keep them secret.
I agree. Where can I find Captain Reuben?
At the port in your town. You know his ship. It was Captain Vasco's before he landed. I'm counting on you, Your Excellency. We must shed light on this case.
Manfred, the quartermaster of New Serene Garrison, told me that he'd received a letter from you. Was one of your ships hijacked by the Guard?
The Trident and its crew were commandeered by the San Mateus garrison. Commandeered? We will not let ourselves be threatened by these land pirates. The Guard has no idea who it is dealing with. I've already sent several of our warships to board the Trident and release its crew. The Guards taken on board shall be given no quarter.
I understand, Admiral. But Quartermaster Manfred was as surprised as you to hear this news. That's why he asked me to investigate. The Guard never gave the order for such an operation.
So these mercenaries do not even know how to manage their men? Remarkable. We will not deal with the Guard until Manfred cleans up his ranks. No more of these hireling thugs will set foot on my ships. The nobles will just have to do without their bodyguards.
I will tell them, Admiral, and know that I am fully aware of the problems that caused this act of piracy. Not only for the Guard, but for all the nations on this island. I will do everything to find those responsible.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I will eagerly await your news. Anything else?
I need to be going. Until we meet again, Admiral. The Admiral knows that we can't do anything without the force of the Guard. By prohibiting them from transport, she is putting everyone at risk, leaving us to take care of the problem.
If only I could get my hands on the bunch of idiots who did such a stupid thing.
Let's get rid of these bloody bags. And death to the others!
May the shadow engulf our enemies!
And what can I do for you?
Quartermaster Manfred sent me.
I was expecting such a visit, and I'm glad Manfred sent an external investigator. This commandeering business may just spell the end of the Guard. Without the Nord's transport, we are finished. I don't understand what could have happened. I can assure you that we have never issued an order to that effect. It's as if some members of the Guard obey others' commands.
We had trouble with a criminal organization within the Guard. I wouldn't be surprised if they were behind this matter once again.
Oh, this is terrible news, Your Excellency. How can we sort the good apples from the bad?
By speaking to those in charge of those in command of this town, and trying to unravel the truth from the lies.
Since you neutralized Major Herman and his gang, 3 lieutenants have been leading the troops, while waiting for a new senior officer to be appointed. They are Lieutenants Alexander, Klaus, and Ermelind.
Do you think they're honorable?
I won't vouch for them, if that's what you're asking. I don't know them well enough.
Thank you, Quartermaster. I'll go and find them. Hello, Lieutenant. My name is de Sardet.
Oh, you are the legate of the congregation. You're quite the celebrity amongst our ranks. I am Lieutenant Alexander. Did you need me?
I'm conducting an investigation into the illegal commandeering of the ship the Trident. We must work fast and find out who organized this act of piracy. Or, we will all pay the price. Do you know the men who seized the ship and who they served under?
All I can tell you, Your Excellency, is that I'm sure they were not under my orders. As foolish as it sounds, we don't know the identity of the soldiers involved. Since our previous commander's coup attempt, there's been tremendous upheaval. We lack senior officers. The registers are not up to date, and many men are on the run. I suspect the supporters of the coup who escaped the trial may be responsible.
It's not impossible. I dealt with Major Herman, who was serving Commander Torsten, but I didn't take care of his men.
It's only an idea, of course, but one that seems most logical to me.
I'll leave you, Lieutenant. Hello. I am...
De Sade, legate of the merchant congregation, right? Nice to meet you, Your Excellency. Lieutenant Ermelind, at your service.
Well, I didn't know I was so famous. Can you tell me anything about the ship that was commandeered by the guards?
A complete act of piracy, if you want my opinion.
Do you know who these guards were and under which officer they served?
No, and no soldier is missing here as far as I know. This is very strange. But since the commander's attempted coup, everything has gone to hell here. Men start muttering as soon as we have our backs turned. Some recruits have suffered violence, but refuse to name their attackers.
Do you think something is going on?
It seems obvious to me that some people took advantage of this unrest to line their own pockets.
I see. Thank you. I'll leave you to it. Farewell, Lieutenant.
Your Excellency, if you really want to know what's going on in this barracks, find me tonight near the church.
To whom do I have the honor of speaking?
Quiet. No one must know that I spoke to you. I am Sergeant Franz, and I'm prepared to help you. Don't forget the church tonight.
Hello, Lieutenant. De Sade, legate of the merchant congregation.
Lieutenant Klaus. What can I do for you, Your Excellency?
I'm investigating the illegal commandeering of a Naut ship that took place here in San Mateus. Do you happen to know the men responsible and the officer they served under?
I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I don't know. I only took office in this city 2 weeks ago. I'm just getting to know my troops. I was sent here to remedy the lack of officers following the arrest of the commander's men. Are you sure that this commandeering is not the isolated act of a few homesick recruits?
Not totally sure, but it's very unlikely. Managing the crew of a Naut ship requires great numbers and organization.
I see. In that case, sorry for not being more useful.
Farewell, Lieutenant. The Lieutenant's interrogation produced nothing. This sergeant is our only lead.
With this gang's reign of terror, we were lucky to have come across him.
Ah, here you are. I wasn't sure you'd come. That will be understandable. It's better to be wary with Egon.
What do you know about this organization?
More than I would like. I'm part of it. Now ask me any questions you want. We don't have much time.
If you're part of this organization, why did you want to talk to me?
I joined this gang some time ago, without realizing the extent of their power. I naively thought that it would only be a matter of completing a few small secret protection missions. But I found myself involved in a sordid business with the young islanders. We captured them to sell them as slaves. They're very popular in brothels. I participated for a long time, without batting an eye. But I ended up bonding with one of the captured islanders. And the horror of this trafficking has finally hit home. I don't want it to happen to her.
Who took possession of the ship, and for what purpose?
Soldiers from the garrisons, members of Egon's organization. The boat was supposed to be used to transport the island captives to the mainland. Someone must have had enough of only being able to move a few slaves at a time, hidden in the holds. Now they've pulled this big stunt. They've not only attracted the wrath of the Nauts, but also your attention. Egon would never have made such a mistake, and they'll make the fool who did suffer dearly.
Do you know who Egon is? Or at least who runs this organization?
No. Everything is very compartmentalized. Each group knows only its direct superior, never the one above. Not only do I not know the big boss, but I don't know anything about his other activities.
And who gives you your orders?
Lieutenant Ermelin. That woman is ruthless. After the business with the ship, she decided to make a clean sweep, probably to avoid the wrath of Egon. She told us that we had to get rid of the islanders we still held captive. She wants to clean up behind us to avoid leaving any trace. My friend is among them. If I can't find a way to stop Ermelind, she will die.
If we want to prevent this massacre, we will have to intervene quickly. Where are the islanders held captive?
They're kept in a former logging facility on the outskirts of town.
Is it well guarded?
No. Numbers are small to avoid arousing suspicion. But when Ermelin comes with her troops to get rid of the young people, it'll be a very different story.
Well, we'll take control of the operation before that happens, by getting rid of the guards. When Ermelind and her soldiers come, we will use the element of surprise to neutralize them.
With all due respect, there will be many. Are you sure you'll be able to face them?
We could ask for help from one of the native clans. The Storm Warriors, for example.
Do you think they would?
If it only involved us, I doubt it. But it's about saving their own young people. They'll also be able to give them shelter when we free them.
We will need to act quickly. I fear Ermelin will take action any moment now.
I'll go get help in Vedlug as soon as possible and take care of the operation.
Thank you. I'll arrange to be appointed as the scout for Ermelin's squad. That way I can let you know when we arrive.
We should go to Vedlug.
the enlightened protect me in this battle.
To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey! Green...
Ah, you are from the continent, are you not? You are different than the people from here.
Delighted to see you again, Sister Ephesia.
Father Petrus, is that really you? What are you doing here?
Merely a courtesy call.
How might I help you?
How has your mission fared up until now, sister?
Not very well, I'm afraid. I haven't been able to get much from these villagers. Their chief and their priest are evasive when questioned. As for the other natives, their behavior can be quite odd. They'll spend hours just staring into the void. But as soon as I come close, they chase me away. They frighten me, I must admit. There is a heavy veil of evil here. I feel it, but I'm not able to find from whence it comes. Perhaps you should talk to them. They may speak to you. Anything else?
Have you been here for a long time?
Since the beginning of my investigation. A few weeks, perhaps, although it feels like months. I'm not particularly fond of the wild, and I find this place unsettling.
I see.
Anything else?
That will be all, Sister Ephesia. Thank you.
Ber Teer Tumad, on all Menawi. I am Deirdre, daughter of Enora, daughter of Rowena, Mal of this clan. Is it you who helped my warriors discover what the men of the Red Sun were doing?
Indeed.
Then I thank you. It's probably because you are an Onol Menawi that you are different from the other Renaigse. What do you seek?
I have come to ask for your help, Deirdre. A group of guards captured young natives and turned them into slaves. But now they want to get rid of them to avoid drawing attention to themselves. I want to free them and stop these guards. But we will need support from warriors.
Who's to say this is not a trap?
Listen, I'm not asking you to send us all your clan. Just a few men. We're not sure just the three of us will be able to stop all these soldiers.
Sorry, Renaigse, but I don't trust you.
I don't understand why you refuse to believe me. What risk are you facing?
That of weakening my clan when we are surrounded by enemies.
But your young people are risking their lives. And those who imprison them might get away with it.
This is what you, Renaigse, is telling me. And I think you're lying. Anything more?
I need to be going.
Qua will seg.
Here is the logging facility. The prisoners must be in that cabin.
No one passes.
I will pass without your permission.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
You're free.
Thank you. May the trees always bear fruits on your journey.
It was Sergeant France who told us where to find you.
France? So he kept his word. I had hoped he would.
Stay hidden here for now. We will set a trap for the people who captured you.
Then we will fight by your side. They will pay for what they have done to us.
No, you're in no condition to fight. It's better that you stay here. When we are done with them, you can return home. Thank you for coming to lend us a hand. Has Deirdre changed her mind?
No. She is still suspicious of you. But she told your story to the other Mal. Young people were kidnapped when Xavier and Vedrais. So we have come. We hope to free our people.
We are most grateful for your help. Thanks to you, we can stop those who captured them.
You're there. Were you able to get rid of the guards?
Yes, and we have released the prisoners. But there are still others that we have to defeat.
I see you've managed to bring allies. With them, we have every chance of winning. Ermelind and her troops shouldn't be long. You should take position.
Anything to report, Sergeant Franz?
Negative, Lieutenant. Everything is quiet.
Where did the guards go?
I don't know.
How can you not know? Hey, what's going on?
May the enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
We got them.
Make sure Lieutenant Ermelind is shackled and brought back to San Mateos. She will probably be sent to New Serene to be interrogated by Manfred. She has a lot to teach us about Egon.
I hope she can help you put an end to all of this.
Can we all go home now?
Yes. We will escort you.
Breg, it's thanks to you that I realized what we were doing. I hope you'll forgive me one day for being one of those monsters. In the meantime, I will do everything I can to help stop this smuggling for good.
You are a better man than you think. Friends, when you've finished, return and see me at Xavier. I will be glad to see you again.
We should go. Let's report to Quartermaster Herbert.
Your Excellency, I was told you'd returned with prisoners.
Yes. Lieutenant Ermelind organized the slave trade on behalf of the organization I told you about. Her men captured natives who were then sold here or smuggled to the mainland. We also found out that they commandeered a Naut ship to speed things up.
What madness. I guess Manfred will want to have her questioned. Lieutenant Alexander, you will accompany her with some men.
Quartermaster, at your orders.
And you, Sergeant. I understand that you participated in the despicable actions of this traitor.
It's true, Quartermaster.
I recommend clemency. Without his help, we would not have discovered what this was about.
I see. You will accompany Lieutenant Alexander. Manfred would like to talk to you, but I will make sure that he knows what role you played in this case.
Thank you, Quartermaster.
Well, I'll let you get on, sirs.
Thank you very much for your help, Your Excellency. Travel safe.
Well, things seem to be in order here now. We should go and warn Manfred.
Hello, Your Excellency. What can I do for you?
I was able to clarify the story about the ship, and we arrested the person in charge.
I've already been told all this. Lieutenant Alexander came before you did. He told me the whole thing, and he didn't fail to tell me everything we owe you. I have already sent a letter to the Admiral explaining what happened and offering reparations. I hope she will forgive us. Anyway, I thank you very much. Once again, you have worked wonders, Your Excellency.
We couldn't have done anything without Sergeant Frantz. He showed admirable courage. I imagine he's joined your forces.
That doesn't ring a bell. I don't think a sergeant by that name is stationed here.
Strange. It seemed to me that Quartermaster Herbert told him to come and find you.
Well, perhaps he changed his mind. With this business going on, he must be sorely lacking in men. Anyway, know that our investigation has finally paid off. Lieutenant Alexander arrested many criminals with information obtained from prisoners. You should go find him. He's with Captain Ulrich.
Captain Ulrich?
The highest-ranking captain in the garrison. He's an old man who is not often found in the field, but faced with such a scandal, he had to intervene personally.
Thank you, Manfred. I'll go find them. This arrest is good news. Let's find the captain.
Your Excellency. I was talking about your exploits to Captain Ulrich.
Your Excellency?
Captain, Lieutenant. Quartermaster Manfred informed me that you had made several arrests.
Indeed. Lieutenant Ermelind confessed, which enabled us to flush out most of the gang.
I can't quite believe that all the arrested men are involved in this case. I know many of them, and could have sworn they were honorable people.
I'm sorry, Captain. I understand. It's a shock. We were all sure that our comrades would never be involved in this kind of thing.
Will you continue the investigation?
Of course. We can't stop our research until we've completely dismantled this organization.
Lieutenant Alexander was asking me to transfer him to New Serene, to be a part of the investigation there.
To manage it, if you allow it, my captain. I was honored to participate in the interrogations of Lieutenant Ermelind, and to be able to arrest all these criminals. I would not want to leave things half-finished.
As I told you, Lieutenant, I can't approve the transfer of an officer from another garrison. I must refer to the commander.
In any case, we're most grateful for your help. But we can now bring this investigation to an end without you.
I see. What goes on in the Guard is the Guard's own business.
It's a bit like that, yes. We can't let the actions of a small group compromise the reputation of the whole Guard.
You forget, once again, that you have not yet obtained your transfer, Lieutenant. In the meantime, please be dismissed.
At your orders, Captain. Goodbye, Your Excellency.
This brazen lieutenant is bordering on insubordination.
I'm sorry you had to hear this call to order. This lieutenant is inclined to forget who he's speaking to.
It must be the enthusiasm of youth.
It's possible. In any case, and contrary to what he said, we will still need your help.
Why's that?
Lieutenant Alexander claims that Ermelin's confession allowed him to arrest all these men. But I attended one of these interrogations, and all she talked about was a secret camp. The one in which Torsten's recruits received their special instruction for the coup d'etat.
A place I remember all too well.
I'm sure, Kurt. And I'm sorry for that. If I understood correctly, this place was taken back and used by the criminal organization. But our lieutenant did not mention it, which surprised me, and led me to doubt his sincerity. Perhaps Alexander failed to report it to increase his prestige later.
But he could have another motive. So you would like us to go there?
Indeed. And I'd like to accompany you. I am no longer a field officer, but I still know how to hold my own. And I want to see this case with my own eyes. You know the place, so you will be my guide.
Very well, Captain. You can count on me.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I will get going right away. Will you come with me?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's hurry.
We're almost there.
How would you like to proceed, Captain?
By the book. We'll go through the whole camp, neutralizing any threat.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle!
It's blocked.
Protect me in this battle!
To my help! And death to the others!
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
protect me in this battle!
To my help! And death to the others!
May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Lieutenant Klaus, so you are part of this disgusting plot.
Lay down your weapons, Lieutenant. Any resistance is futile. Your troops have been decimated.
I will not surrender, Your Excellency. Death is sweeter than the price of treason.
If you speak, we will be lenient.
You, maybe, but Egon, I doubt it. Farewell.
He's poisoned.
The plague. I'd have liked to have questioned that traitor. There are still traitors in this camp. We should eliminate all of these vermin.
These letters are signed by Egon. We must go to the office of the leader of these criminals.
We could study the handwriting to find out who's behind this pseudonym.
Protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
I can't...
It looks like poison. This document talks about eliminating the witnesses to the case.
Manfred and us are definitely on that list.
Sergeant Franz. Oh, poor man. He paid dearly for the help he gave us.
He was beaten to death.
Quartermaster Herbert ordered him to accompany Lieutenant Alexander to answer Manfred's questions, but he never made it to New Serene.
I was sure that the lieutenant was not genuine. He must be involved.
battle.
To my and death to the others!
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
To my help! Death to the others!
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
We did a good job, Your Excellency. Egon will never come back from a hit like this.
Certainly. But we know that there are still criminals amongst your troops, including their leader.
We know that Lieutenant Alexander is involved in all this. The sergeant's body, and the fact that he didn't tell us about this camp, are telltale signs. Perhaps he will be able to provide us with a lead. Otherwise, we still have these letters.
Remember that we are targets. Just like Manfred, we will have to stay alert.
You're right. Let's get back to New Serene as soon as possible. You'll hand over the evidence to Quartermaster Manfred and assure yourself of his safety. I will go and ask our insolent lieutenant for an explanation.
Your Excellency, I wasn't sure I'd see you alive again.
How did you know we were here? Did the captain tell you?
He was arrested while coming back here. Lieutenant Alexander said he was finally reported by his accomplices.
That lieutenant has some nerve. We know he's involved. We found the body of the sergeant who was to accompany him here. He got rid of him to punish him for helping us, or to stop him from revealing more. We also found this document saying that everyone who knows about the case should be eliminated. You're in danger, and they've already found a way to get rid of the captain.
Most of the men who are loyal to him are in jail. I can't do anything without help. I've been trying to get the commander. If anybody can restore order to all of this, she can.
Here, take this evidence and show it to her.
Alas, there's nothing in there that clearly indicates who Egon is.
The recent actions of Lieutenant Alexander suggest that he is the brains behind this operation. And we only have to compare his handwriting with these letters to be sure.
I'm going to join the commander, but you should intervene. I'm afraid he'll get rid of the captain.
Your Excellency! What a joy to see you again. We finally stopped Egon. The captain will be happy.
Naturally. And that is why you are surrounded by the men I apprehended. We visited your secret camp and found the body of poor Sergeant Franz, who in spite of his death, continues to betray you. You are a member of this organization, Lieutenant. And when we compare your handwriting to the letters we have seized, it wouldn't surprise me to discover that Egon is none other than you.
We prepared a discreet death for you, worthy of your uncle's court. A little poison, and our troublesome diplomat would have been out of the way. But since you leave us with no choice, finish them.
It'll be a real pleasure.
Finally, our revenge has come.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
To my help! And death to the others!
I am wounded. Maybe in right. Come to me.
Come on, I'll fix you up.
You will regret ever going against the guild.
Come on, let's see what you're capable of. Come on, come on, let's see what you're capable of. Come on, I'll teach you how to dance. Come on, let's see what you're capable of. I'll teach you how to dance. Come on, I'll teach you how to dance. Come on, let's see what you're capable of.
No! Why did you have to stick your nose in our business?
If you had not been so careless, so eager to get rich and climb to the top, maybe we would never have discovered your operations. Surrender, Alexander. Unless you prefer Egon.
Let me go! I could make you rich.
I doubt that the commander would find that arrangement acceptable.
Wretches!
I've been waiting to put this pathetic scoundrel in a hole for a long time. May I?
Be my guest, Kurt.
Your Excellency, Lieutenant Alexander was court-martialed and will soon be executed.
You have my gratitude, Your Excellency. Without you, this assassin would have probably strangled me in prison.
Manfred gave me all the evidence you gathered and told me about the case. I'm just sorry he didn't tell me about it sooner.
My apologies, Commander. But you've been so busy since starting your new position. I never thought the case would be so big.
Be that as it may, the high-ranking culprits have been punished, and the foot soldiers will be sent back to the continent. A few months on the front should bring them back to reality. We owe you so much, Your Excellency. Without you, the Guard would probably be nothing more than a band of brigands. I am extremely grateful. I will not forget what you did for us.
Don't mention it, Commander.